What's up, guys? The first officially licensed North American circuit for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Super Smash Bros. Melee is here. Introducing the Panda Cup starting June 2022. Hashtag Panda Cup. So this is the Nintendo circuit, the Nintendo collaboration circuit with Panda that we were told about. And there's finally something for it, so let's take a look and talk about it. Yeah, this is just, the stuff we already knew about. What's interesting is the wording here. First officially licensed. Not sponsored or like co-ran or something, but licensed. And Melee, which still honestly surprises me because I'm not entirely sure how Nintendo profits off of that. I can't help but wonder if maybe on some level, Nintendo's trying to standardize a lot of things that have kind of fallen by the wayside because of Slippy becoming standard and a lot of Melee stuff. Like maybe Unfrozen Stadium and things like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's 32 players. The circuit is 6 months starting in June and finishing in December. Licensed community stops. There's going to be a last chance qualifier. I'm not sure what the expert community panel is. Maybe there's going to just... Are these people that are dictating how the events are going to be run? And are they like providing feedback on what the circuit is supposed to look like? Does this mean that there's going to be like official rankings coming out of this and the community panels for that? Something akin to like the PGR? Online events, I think we all know what that means. That, they're going to have... This is in some ways going to be kind of like a fusion of the current Smash World Tour season and last year's one, which was, all online except for like the offline events that you had to qualify for online. It's a little ambiguous right now. 32 finalists for each game with a $1,000 plus. Here's the important part. Plus prize pool. So this implies that 100,000 is the default and that there might be means through which the prize pool increases. What this makes me think is that when you combine it with the fact that this is a licensed event or licensed series of events, that maybe a lot of the money is going to be created by Panda basically having permission to make things that they wouldn't be able to otherwise, like official merchandise. They might be able to make other stuff related to the game as a way of generating revenue to increase the prize pool. There's good stuff in here, but there's also a lot of questions I have that I think are reasonable to have, especially since, Nintendo doesn't exactly have the best track record with a lot of stuff related to competitive Smash. It's reasonable to turn around and think, well, are we actually getting anything, or are they just giving us permission to not cease and desist it or something, It's a reasonable doubt to have, and one I still have, but there's also a lot of good here, so... But yeah, it being at CEO, get on my level, Smash Factor 9, these are well-established community events, so, that's good. Lost Tech City in San Antonio, Texas, the Big House 10, Let's Make Moves Miami, nice. Welcome sites. It also explains why they weren't Smash World Tour events as well, because instead they decided to be Nintendo events instead, which, makes sense. Saving Mr. Lombardi 3, DreamHack Atlanta, hey, that one's pretty close to me. And the Last Chance Qualifier, which is going to be in LA. And then the Winter Finale is going to be December 16th through 18th in LA. Okay. That's a little after the finale for Smash World Tour's current finale, which is, I think, the beginning of the month. But here's the part that is concerning and very ambiguous. Nintendo is not a sponsor, co-sponsor, or administrator of this tournament. So what does that even mean? Does this mean we're just giving permission to exist? Does this mean that Nintendo is going to be, you know, an active partner in some other means? There's a lot of room for doubt there, and I think we as the community are definitely owed some kind of explanation. For sure. Here's a Panda Curse at Smiling Curse, one of the people who work with Panda, and what she had to say was, everyone is failing to realize that Nintendo not being a sponsor doesn't mean they're not involved. They are our partner. A lot of work has gone into this, with some further elaboration put through a lot of other stuff. And Panda also recently said that through our partnership with Nintendo of America, we are proud to welcome this. This is a partnership, which still not entirely sure what that means, but I think we're gonna have to wait for more details before anything that happens. But she also said, I will let the official Panda account continue with further clarifications. There are things I don't want to misspeak on because I understand the desire for transparency, and I'm just really passionate about my team's hard work on this and don't want it to be diminished, which, you know, that's completely reasonable. Go down a little bit further. And this is, you know, a very reasonable concern considering some other stuff. Immortal JD99 said the trailer we needed was something showing what Nintendo was doing. This announcement comes just hours after they took down two major creators in the scene, those being Styles and I can't actually remember who the other one is right now. I'm having a brain fart, I'm tired. But feel free to point it out for me, anyone in chat or the editor if they see this. How is anybody supposed to trust that they aren't actively trying to damage this? And then of course she replied saying, full respect here, and I want to put that out first because tone is hard to get across text. What the community wants after that just transpired and what we are trying to do for the community aren't connected. I don't know bits of what those being taken down are. All I can speak on is that we are doing our best and doing good by and for the community. We understand that people want what happened to have answers, but at Panda we're just coming out with what we've always been trying to do. And of course the reply was, super happy for Panda, you always go above and beyond for the scene. I hope I'm wrong and Nintendo doesn't try to ruin everything like they've done every single other time they've interacted with the scene. And that's a very reasonable concern, and it just needed to be acknowledged. And of course, the Awesome Sauce also pointed out that Nintendo's not a sponsor, co-sponsor, or administrator of this tournament. It's kind of a joke, but, you know, a reasonable concern anyway. What I can't help but wonder is that, what does the partnership actually mean? Does this mean that we're officially able to make merchandise for this along with other things? Is this a first step in trying to develop more of a friendship with Nintendo from the perspective of the Smash community so that we can continue to build things in the future? Is this literally just us being allowed to exist on an official capacity and nothing more? Is this a way of them officially getting involved and then using that officially being involved as kind of an excuse to go after some content creators with copyright strikes, and also going after like the PM or P+ as they're called nowadays, and Slippy communities? There's a lot of questions and I'm still not entirely sure what I think of this myself yet, but I thought I'd put this out there to show people what ultimately is happening and just maybe give some insight into what a lot of these things really mean. And hopefully you found it interesting. Let me know in the comments below what you ultimately think of this. Right now, I'm hopeful, but still very skeptical. And I 100% believe that we are owed clarification. And yeah, subscribe if you thought this was interesting. Peace out, everyone.